Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and in today's video, we are going to be covering the T5 matchup breakdown for the number 3 strongest KvK group going into Season of Strife, the latest and most recent KvK storyline. Today is going to be 57, 229, 29, and 85 for the kingdoms we're going to be taking a look at. And as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up, because it helps out a lot. In addition, special announcement is that I will be making the SOS KvK, my PvP data comparison, the one that we've been showing off for the first two, available, and I'll post that 24 hours after this video has been up, and that will be on my Discord. And again, for those of you, you can find a link to that in the pinned comment description down below, and I'm just going to move that over here, and once you join, you'll go to reaction roles, Call of Dragons, fourth from the left. You will see a Call of Dragons section pop out, or you'll at least see it to where you can click on it. You'll go down to where it says COD Data Stats, and I'm probably going to put it under Season of Strife KvK as temporary, so it'll probably be number 4. That I'll put the sheet there, but again, for those of you that would like to get access to that, I'll have it up 24 hours after this video. Okay, now let's look at who the alliances are. So in 57, we have NF57, SR57 TB, 229. This is the one of the Asian alliances, and again, one of the ones that we're very much looking forward to see how this plays out, because this is the first time in Call of Dragons history that we've had Asian alliances meeting up with English alliances. You could say NA alliances, EU alliances, etc. And there's already a couple of them that are looking to be good, but this is the strongest group at the moment. So we have SSG, IMB, and then from 29 we have ROE, ROG, and then from 85 we have P2W, LODS, and PTF, exclamation point. These are KvK map positions. So we have SSG and pay to win. SSG is here 229, pay to win 85. We have N57, and then ROE in 29. So it's basically a south versus north, where they're going to meet up in the neutral. So we basically just get straight up 1v1s. Unlike the New War and the Echo situations, where they're basically playing crisscross applesauce, and they're going to be able to kind of attack two fronts at the same time each. This matchup is a little bit different, and I guess somewhat nice to see. I'm kind of a little bit more in favor. Like, I like the pure 1v1s, at least if it's straight up. However, sometimes if the matchups can be a little bit imbalanced in a 1v1, then you maybe kind of like the idea of being able to kind of attack two fronts at the same time. So I guess just a nice differential. Okay, let's go into the deets, if you will, the stats. So we have, starting with, again, we'll kind of scroll you through and give you the quick run-through explanation as usual. So again, we list off all the alliance tags here on the left. Rank is the amount of total T5 players at 50 mil plus threshold that are in this KvK. And the power, we round this to the nearest millionth. And again, that's why you're just seeing the numbers, because it's just all million, right? So you'd read this as 80 mil, you'd read this as 78 million in that. It just makes it a lot easier. So we have 816 players here, but if we scroll up, we will have minus, what is it, 818? So 811, if that's right. T5 players that we have for this KvK group. Okay, let's get to the first set, which is also the current matchup. So we have here, again, all the alliances. We have Rise of Elites, Rise of Bandits, Rise of New Vad, Nightfall, Sunrise, Temple of Banana, Degenerates, Shinsege, and Immortal Biscuits. And I forgot to go back to grab these, so my apologies. These are the powers for them based on fighting power. So this is everyone that was 50 mil plus, rounded to the nearest millionth, and then we just add all them up, and that's the total that we end up getting. Okay, now, going left to right, remember the tiers that we go off of is 50 mil plus, 60 mil, 80 mil plus, 100 mil to 125, and 150 plus. Then we do total number of T5s kingdom. We'll get to the matchup here in a moment. So we have, right now, there is 64 to 150 T5s as far as at the 50 mil plus. 60 mil, we're getting a little bit closer. Now still in favor of ROE and N57, 148 to 130, so it's a plus 18. We look at 80 mil plus, and now it switches over. Now SSG PTW favor, 110 to 100, so a plus 10. Then we get to 100 mil, and it's getting pretty tight, right? We have a plus 2 advantage going in favor of SSG PTW at 41 to 39. At the 125 mil threshold, it's dead even, 9 to 9. So that's kind of nice to see, I think. And then at 150 mil, we have 11 to 5. So double, a little more than double going in favor of SSG and PTW. If we look at the actual total matchup, we have SSG, IMG, pairing with PTW, LODS, and PTF. That's 365 total T5 players compared to 451. So we have an 86 player differential that's in favor of ROE N57. Powers, we're at 30.146 billion compared to 33.537 billion. So that's a 3.391 billion differential, again, going in favor of ROE N57. Then we look at the 100 mil plus, and we have that as 84 to 61. Is that right? Hang on. Now that I'm actually looking at my numbers, this does not feel right. This looks like it's 39. What is that? 48. This looks like 53. Let's do that. 53. So that's 8. Okay, good. Whew, I was like, hang on a sec there, doggy. We are reading that just a little incorrecto. Okay, so we're good there. Whew, Lord Almighty. With that in mind, it's a +8 differential that's in favor of SSG PTW compared to ROE N57. Now, the thing we usually talk about, and you've heard me say this already a number of times, is that if the numbers are not exactly even, which the likelihood of that actually happening is very unlikely, where you're having exact total number of T5s, exact power, and exact 100 mil pluses, right? It's just hard to meet that. So what we like to usually see is where if one side has more T5s and a little bit more power, the other side has a little bit more 100 mil pluses. And that's kind of what we're getting, right? So even though it's +8, 100 mil pluses, it's not incredibly huge. You see on the other side, right, they have 86 more T5s, and then they have, right, almost 3.4 billion additional power. Now, does that potentially equal out to maybe them having +8 more 100 mil pluses? I would say it's pretty darn close based on how that looks. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the other matchups and see if maybe some of the other ones are better than this matchup. So we have the next one, which is SSG and ROE, and then N57 and PTW in this example. So if they were to go with this matchup, we'd see 126 to 88 in favor of PTW and N57. If we go 60 mil plus, it would be 148 to 130 in favor of PTW and N57, right? So you have a +18 there. If we look at 80 mil plus, it's 109 to 101, so +8 in favor of SSG ROE. We look at 100 mil plus, it's +14, 47 to 33 in favor of SSG ROE. We look at 125, that's 10 to 8, so only +2 in favor of SSG ROE. And then we get to 150 mil plus, which is +4, right? Still pretty close, but in favor of SSG ROE. If we look at totals, we have 394 to 422, so we have a +28 T5 advantage going in favor of N57 and PTW. Powers is 31.749 and 31.934. This is incredibly close, right? So there's a 0.185 power differential. I mean, this is as close in power as you can get. But the challenge begins once you actually look at the 100 mil plus, right? So now we're at +20 in favor of SSG ROE. I would argue that that is a little bit more wider of a range than the first matchup. And so I think because of that, even though I like the fact that the total number of T5s in the power is close, in order for this to work, the 100 mil has to be closer as well. And so I think this is a little bit more unfavorable when we look at the matchup holistically compared to the first matchup, right? So I'm still in favor of the first matchup. Okay, now let's look at the third and last matchup, which is what would happen if SSG and N57 paired up, and then we had ROE and PTW. Right, so keep in mind, the first matchup was SSG ROE, first one was SSG PTW. So now we're SSG N57. Okay, so now we look at this, and we have SSG N57 edging this out 118 to 96 at the 50 mil plus range. Then we get to 60 mil, and it's 146 to 132, right? So we have a +14 here going in favor of SSG N57. Then we look at the 80 mil plus. We have ROE and PTW edging this one out, looks like by +32. And then we go to 100 mil plus, and it's dead even, right? 40-40 apiece. We go to 125, 9-9, even. Then we look at 150 mil plus, and it's 11-5 in favor of SSG and N57. If we look at the numbers, it's actually, you might be wondering, boss, why do the numbers look so close as far as power goes? I double-checked this, and it does come out where it's basically flip-flop. So this is 31.934, this is 31.749. If we go up here, the top is 31.749, and the bottom is 31.934. I thought that this was a mistake, but I did double-check this. And if anyone wants to triple check that, you're more than welcome to. But I feel pretty confident after double checking it. However, the thing that we do notice are different is the total number of T5s and the 100 mil pluses. So now we have 413 to 403, which is a plus minus 10 in favor of SSG and 57. And then we have only six, 100 mil plus advantage in favor of SSG and 57. So not only does SSG and 57 have 10 more T5s than they do, they have 6 more 100 mil pluses than they do, which again is still a small number, and the power is really close. So I would probably put this matchup as my second favorite at the moment. I wonder how any of you feel about this, if you value this matchup better than the first matchup, right? Remember, there's only a +2 differential here on 100 mil pluses from 8 to 6. The T5 is a lot closer, and the power is a lot closer. So the numbers look better, and obviously if this might have been like a 1 to 3 100 mil plus differential, that obviously would look even better for this option. But I would say this option is a solid second choice. And even if it was the first choice, I wouldn't be mad at it. But part of me still feels like the first choice is a little bit better, which is the matchup that they have currently decided on, than the third option. So I would probably go in order of 1, 3, 2 based on what we've seen. But I'm curious, do you maybe see the third option as being better than this option? Or another? Would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.